What's good, y'all? And I'm back with another video, man. I just was actually going through some of the comments on Reddit about No Jumper and how people was looking at No Jumper. Now, Bricc Baby and Lush recently just did a video where they interviewed a guy, and a lot of people are complaining and have been complaining for quite some time about these two on the No Jumper podcast. Now, a lot of people have been pointing out that both of these guys are high during recording with Adam. But in this particular instance, it looks like Lush was the one who might have been sober during this interview, but it seems like Bricc Baby was high out of his mind. Now, a lot of people on Reddit pointed this out, as well as people in the comments on this particular video pointed it out. Now, the podcast kind of started out normal, but you can see that Bricc Baby was tweaking somewhat in an interview with their guest.
It was the same thing. It was like, yeah, damn, you know, a gang of shit that I just...
I can't even front. You're way smarter than me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
you know about, but see, he knows about life.
Yeah.
Just like human beings and what our purpose on earth is. And if you don't have this type of power and believe that you're a god, then you're going to fall into the peasant category, whether you or peon or whatever the lower class, big class mind frame is. Like, you get what I'm saying? The working man. You get what I'm saying?
So y'all can kind of see what was going on. I'm pretty sure that nobody at the damn table knew what the hell Bricc was rambling about all that time. But as the time went on, you can see the intensity of Bricc Baby's high got even worse.
Yeah. You send me a beat that. You send me a beat. Can I say that? You send me a beat.
No. Blow it down and listen.
Yeah.
Right? If you slow it down,
for real.
Listen.
Like when Irv,
You thought none of them were gonna work?
I didn't think between me and you was it, bro. I was like, when Irv tells the story.
Now, not only wasn't the fan base of No Jumper uninterested in the guests on the actual podcast, but Bricc didn't help by showing up to the podcast and actually getting overly high. Now, again, as I said earlier, as this podcast continued, you can see Bricc begin to deteriorate. Now, it seems like Bricc actually took a break from the podcast for a minute where he walked away. When he came back, it was obvious that he walked away, went to the bathroom, did something.
Wait, but I was smart enough to say I'm not the smartest guy in the room.
So at
know
what
what I
point?
mean?
So at what point did you look at that and was like,
And came back and just was all the way fried.
That's
Nope.
better than what they just dropped?
I ain't never said that.
Okay.
I definitely have.
Okay.
But I'm not saying
Like when you're an artist that gets so popular.
with Missionary is there wasn't that young influence in it. And that was the place where the disconnect happened.
Yeah.
In that generation.
That should have been called Men. You're talking about one of the greatest MCs of all time and arguably the greatest producer of all time.
Yeah.
If you...
But not expected heat.
Not expected
Right.
heat. However, it's just there's an opportunity, especially right now, to make it even bigger. You know what I mean?
But that's why I love it, because the shit's...
The difference.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
don't watch my
I get it.
Instagram.
I get it. That's funny.
All right, so just being real with y'all, everybody does a podcast or a stream where they may be like under the influence. Somebody might be drinking, somebody might be smoking, or whatever it is you do. That's your business. I really don't have an issue with that. But just pointing out things that people who actually watch No Jumper have been fans of No Jumper for a long time, and people who really found Bricc to be entertaining at one time are starting to turn on Bricc, as well as Lush. Now, maybe Lush has been in the comments, maybe it was brought to his attention, and Lush has seen some of the things that people were saying. And again, although people weren't interested in this live stream, I think it's at like 12,000 views right now after almost 24 hours. Nobody's really watching it, and I think it's basically because nobody knows who these people are that they're interviewing. Bricc just did an interview like this a couple weeks ago. These might be paid for interviews, we don't know. But at the end of the day, nobody was really interested in it. But the few people that did watch it have been pointing out the same thing that people have been pointing out on the No Jumper show. These guys are showing up to the podcast high. Bricc is just rambling, not saying a bunch of nothing. And, you know, it's just starting to become an issue and a problem. And with Adam adding 4 Extra to his actual platform right now, maybe Adam sees this too, because all of 4 Extra's clips, as well as the interviews that he did with Adam, they're all going viral right now. And we know that he may possibly be the new cash cow, as Bricc once was, and people are starting to recognize it, such as myself. Now, if you want to be real and honest, the person that's actually keeping this channel alive is Whack 100. I hate to say that, Bricc, you know, you haven't been performing the way that you used to perform. And I don't know if it's because you're getting high, is it because your viralness is wearing off? Maybe you've made yourself too accessible by doing too many interviews in too many different spaces where people are starting to see like Bricc is kind of telling some of the same stories, or we starting to get hip to some of Brick's inconsistencies and consistencies of showing up high. Now, true enough, I've never seen Bricc show up to Vlad high, but I have seen him show up to Cam Capone and other people's spaces as high as he is, or even higher than he is today. That being said, though, man, hopefully Bricc can get himself together, because at the end of the day, man, it's hurting his brand and it's also hurting Adam's platform. I do think that there's a space for Bricc on No Jumper, right? But I don't like the combination with him and Lush together. I think that's one of the weakest shows. I think that's one of the weakest lineups that Adam can put together, is him, Lush, and Bricc Baby. I think that Adam and Bricc Baby works well together at times, and if they did want to add another addition to the show, I think that Bricc Baby would be better to be paired up with Flacco versus Lush. But I know some people don't like Big Mama as well, but if we're going off of what he has, that would be it. Maybe Bricc, Flacco, and Sus would be a perfect lineup. But whatever it is, it's not working with him and Lush. Although Lush was not high during this content, I don't think that pairing Lush up with Bricc Baby complements itself. For one, because they both are on drugs, and secondly, I just don't think the two have that chemistry that's needed to actually have those viral moments that Adam is actually looking for. But get in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all think about Bricc Baby being high on this live stream. And at the end of the day, we can actually agree that maybe Bricc possibly has a drug problem. But get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this. Y'all already know what it is. Ruler Gang.